Have you ever thought about how badly some of the medicine you take can affect your health? Well, they say medicine is not food, and if not well prescribed, it can even cause death. Our health and science reporter, Bildin Waliaula, shares with us a story of a woman who suffered from a serious condition called Stevens-Johnson syndrome, SJS, after reacting to medication. Listen in.
Most of us, when taking medicine over the counter, never imagine that the side effects of a painkiller or antibiotic can be detrimental to our health. This was the case for Hannah Wambui Gitaka, a 39-year-old woman recovering from Stevens-Johnson syndrome, SJS, after reacting to her prescribed medication. She had earlier suffered an accident in 2009, which left her with epilepsy, where she started using anticonvulsants.
2020, I suffered some serious convulsions, and the doctor decided they would increase my dosage. It was increased by a very small difference. So I think that is what went wrong, because a couple of weeks later, I first had a small blister on my heel where I once had a scar. So when I went to the dispensary around my area, they concluded it must have been an infection on the scar, and I was given an antibiotic, and I was told to go for the second one the following day. But on the following day, I had a skin rash. The whole body had a skin rash, and the blister had turned black. So the doctor in the clinic realized it was actually a reaction. It wasn't an infection. But by this time, I could not even eat or swallow because I had blisters in my mouth. My throat was painful. The skin was painful. So yeah, I ended up in HDU.
While at the hospital in Nairobi, she was diagnosed with Stevens-Johnson syndrome. SJS is a rare serious disorder of the skin and mucous membrane, usually as a reaction to medicine. It starts with flu-like symptoms, followed by a painful rash that spreads, and blisters. The top layer of affected skin dies, sheds, and begins to heal after several days.
They put me in HDU, and after some days, the condition got worse. Actually, I looked as if somebody had poured acid on me. And this is from face to toe. It was actually concluded that my burns were over 90%. And this is something that people hardly survive.
After surviving such a horrific ordeal with Stevens-Johnson syndrome, Hannah has become a champion of this disease by creating awareness and warning people to stop using over-the-counter medicines without proper prescription.
Go over the counter and pick medication anyhow. Now, for me, it was actually a prescription. But that's when I tell people that medicine is meant to help, but sometimes it can kill you. And in case you see symptoms 1, 2, 3, run to the doctor.
The most common medicines that might cause such severe hypersensitivity like SJS are anti-seizure medicines, sulfur-based drugs, and antibiotics. Bildin Waliaula, KTN News.
Away from that, from fleeing a typhoon to relocation.